Hello everyone, my name is James Matard, and the climate change challenge I will be discussing today is how to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from transportation systems such as automobiles, ships, and airplanes. I will provide a brief background on greenhouse gases, or GHG, as you will see me refer to it in the presentation. Greenhouse gas molecules trap heat energy and transmit this energy to other molecules. As more of these molecules reside in the atmosphere, more heat will be retained and temperatures will rise. Global mean temperature has already risen, and experts believe if the increase goes beyond 2 degrees Celsius, the results will be catastrophic. Humans account for a large percentage of greenhouse gas emissions, especially in the last 150 years, mainly due to fossil fuel burning processes required to generate our electricity, heat, and power our transportation systems. I am going to focus today on how cars, trucks, ships, and airplanes produce greenhouse gases and the ways we can eliminate or significantly reduce these emissions. As you can see in this graph from 2018, transportation is the leader in greenhouse gas emissions compared to other human industrial processes at approximately 28.2%. Nearly a third of greenhouse gas emissions are related to the ways in which we ourselves or our goods and supplies get around on this planet. This chart was surprising to me. I did not believe transportation systems emitted more greenhouse gas emissions than things like factories or electrical power plants, and so I was glad I chose this particular topic for my final projects. This was another eye-opening chart for me, as I did not foresee that 59% of transportation greenhouse gas emissions are released from cars and trucks driven by you and I. Also, that light-duty vehicles emit more greenhouse gases than trucks, trains, airplanes, and ships all combined together. Therefore, if we can find ways to reduce car emissions, we can make a significant impact on the environment and help slow the onset of global warming. Fortunately, electric vehicles are becoming more common throughout the world, and an increased amount of models are available for customers for purchase. Electric motors produce zero emissions and are our best option moving forward. Battery technology is progressing quickly, and recently experts discovered methods to increase energy density by 7% and extending the range of several vehicles to over 200 miles. The technology will only continue to improve. Improvements are also being made to make charging these batteries faster and easier. More charging stations are being built, and many are implementing solar energy from panels to generate the charging power needed with clean, renewable energy. As I mentioned earlier, the electric vehicle is our best option, but there are some challenges if we were to switch all vehicles to this power source. It will be especially difficult to provide additional electrical infrastructure and space for charging stations, especially in urban areas. Also, it can take people 15 to 30 minutes to charge their batteries, which can be an inconvenience for many. However, a case study conducted across Europe named City Mobile 2 tested the plausibility and effectiveness of cars being shared among individuals, and the results were very encouraging for lowering emissions. Along with renting cars for a period of time and increased carpooling, I propose more frequent use of bikes and walking, particularly in urban areas. Another case study in New Zealand had 5% of kilometers driven by vehicles to be instead traveled by bicycle, and the results were staggering. Fuel usage was decreased by 22 million liters, or 5.8 million gallons, and emissions were lowered by 0.4%. There are implications to this solution also, as not all cities, especially older cities, are built to support an extensive biking lane system where people can navigate safely throughout the urban area. More car accidents and fatalities can occur if bikers are needing to use car lanes and there aren't sufficient safety measures to keep them safe. Now I wanted to include these graphs to explain the encouraging trends that exist for electric vehicles in the US, which is also indicative of the situation internationally. The top graph represents the sale of electric vehicles from 2011 to 2014. In 2011, 17,700 units were sold, and sales rose by nearly five times this amount in 2014 to 88,066 cars. Price is another challenging impeding electric vehicle sales, but fortunately hybrid and electric vehicle sales continue to increase along with the amount of vehicle models offered by companies, which has helped these models become slightly more affordable. Additionally, state and federal tax credits and rebates combined with lower sales prices are expected to eventually create a situation where electric vehicles will become more common than gasoline-powered cars. The bottom graph shows the greenhouse gas emissions from several modes of transportation, but we're going to focus on light-duty vehicles in blue and medium to heavy-duty trucks in red. As you can see, from 2005 to 2018, the amount of greenhouse gas emissions from light-duty vehicles has decreased, while emissions from medium to heavy-duty trucks during this time has generally increased. Hybrid and electric cars became more common during that time period, and this proves that electric motors can make a difference and have the potential to significantly reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. There have also been significant improvements in making aircraft more efficient and lowering greenhouse gas emissions. Airline companies have found ways to increase the amount of passengers in each plane, which cuts down the amount of separate flights needed to transport the same amount of people. New aircraft designs and materials have also made planes lighter and more aerodynamic, resulting in lower emissions through greater fuel efficiency. Engines have also been upgraded to be more efficient and have improved fuel economy. In the coming future, airplanes are expected to begin using fuels with lower carbon levels, such as biofuels, natural gas, or even hydrogen. As you can see in the chart here, greenhouse gas emissions from the aviation sector are expected to decline by 53% in 2050 due to all of these advancements I just discussed. I also propose the use of hybrid or electric motors in aircraft in the future. The technology for these power sources is constantly improving, and it appears that soon enough these motors will have enough strength and range to fulfill all of the aviation industry's missions. Some people will be hesitant to fly over vast oceans with an engine that has the potential to run out of charge, which is understandable. However, there have been aircraft fatalities from simple mistakes made on jet engines also. Extensive research and testing from the automobile industry will result in these motors having more reliability, and it will become plausible to begin incorporating these motors in aircraft. Lastly, the shipping industry has also made great strides in reducing their greenhouse gas emissions through several improvements in operation and design. As seen in the same diagram shown in the prior slide, it is impressive to see emissions in the shipping industry are expected to decrease by 62% in 2050 as long as these advancements and operational changes continue. Reduction in travel distances and more efficient ways to direct marine traffic have already proven to help decrease fuel use and increase fuel efficiency. In addition, engine designers are developing ways to add another cylinder and have engines permanently function at lower power speed settings to significantly improve fuel economy. For ships that require regular stops and maneuvering operations, engineers are also developing diesel-electric or combined diesel-electric and diesel-mechanical drives for the linkage between the engine and propeller shaft. This design will result in profound savings in power and fuel usage, further limiting greenhouse gas emissions. I propose having ships powered by solar energy and diesel-electric arrangements in the near future. This will be a slow process, as this technology can only be applied to ships that are currently being built, and sufficient provisions will need to be made to ensure diesel-electric power is made available when solar power is unavailable due to nighttime or adverse weather conditions. The stability of the ship will also need to be accounted for if large solar panels are installed throughout the ship. But I am still confident this is the best option available to limit greenhouse gas emissions from the shipping industry. This concludes my presentation. I hope you all learned something from it, and I can tell you this project helped me to realize the impact I am making on the planet with my own activities and processes. I want to end with a note of encouragement, as all of my research noted that the global trends are leaning towards preserving the environment and limiting our greenhouse gas emissions. Though there is still much of the hill yet to climb, we have made honorable progress and are continuing to find ways to help limit our impacts on the Earth. Thank you.